Listen up, because if you were born in 1979, I really need you to pay attention right now. You are standing right on the edge of what's shaping up to be, literally, the most critical, high-ticket conversion window of the entire decade. Seriously. We're talking about a highly specific moment where your exact generational profile lines up perfectly with what the market is just desperately begging for. I want you to put a massive, bold circle around June 9, 2026. Look, right now, everyone else out there is completely burning out. They're totally caught up in the chaotic, high-stress energy of this fire horse year. Because of that, the broader market is actively hunting for an anchor. They want stability so badly. And on this exact date, you are that anchor. So let's dive into this and see exactly how to leverage it.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are absolutely doing a masterclass. We're going to take some highly specific, esoteric astrological data and translate it directly into an aggressive, strictly actionable business playbook. And this is designed exclusively for you, 1979 Earth Goats. We are talking pure strategy, positioning, and flawless execution. Here is our strategic blueprint for today. We'll kick things off with the June Wealth Catalyst, then cover Becoming the Wise Guide and the Aries Reset. After that, I'll give you the exact execution playbook, and we'll wrap up with essential risk mitigation. Stick with me to the very end, because those risk mitigation tactics, they are the literal shield that will protect all the gains you're going to make.
All right, Section 1, the June Wealth Catalyst, the Exalted Harvest.
Okay, before we talk about what you actually need to do, we have to establish the main engine driving this massive, honestly unmissable wealth window on June 9th. Astrologically, the money planet, Venus, is conjoining Jupiter, which is the planet of abundance and explosive growth, right in the sign of Cancer. Now, because Cancer rules over security, the home, and long-term foundations, this translates into a seriously potent lucky streak for ventures rooted in domestic life, family offices, and residential real estate. But looking at the bigger picture, it tells us that the overall market appetite is aggressively shifting. Investors and clients are running for the hills away from speculative, high-risk gambles. They are terrified of volatility right now, right? So they're moving entirely toward absolute security and trusted expertise. That is the macro environment you are walking into.
Moving on to Section 2, Becoming the Wise Guide, Containing the Heat.
So knowing what the market wants is just step one. Step 2 is positioning yourself to be exactly what they're looking for. As a 47-year-old Earth Goat, you've got this incredibly deep well of institutional knowledge, and now is the time to use it. Let's slow down for a second and really absorb this, okay? The market in June 2026 is experiencing what we call a double fire month. That means it's a fire horse year combined with a fire horse month. The rest of the world is feeling frantic, combustible, and just entirely volatile. They're making rushed, panicked decisions. But you possess a dual earth nature. This gives you the unique, intrinsic ability to literally contain that heat. You need to position yourself in every single marketing email, every pitch meeting, every client call as the wise guide. You are the calm in the storm. You are the steady, reliable expert providing long-term stability while everyone else is out there offering short-term panic. You are offering the exact grounding force that high-level clients are currently desperate to buy.
That brings us to Section 3, the Aries Reset, demanding your true value.
Listen, having the perfect market conditions and the right outward positioning means absolutely zero if your internal psychology is broken. You are currently undergoing a structural audit of your professional life. This is being driven by a massive generational clash between Saturn and Aries, which basically demands fierce independence and pioneering responsibility, and your natal Pluto in Libra, which naturally just wants balance, partnership, and peace. This is not the time for subtle little tweaks, guys. Generating wealth on June 9th means you have to abandon the safety of corporate collectives. It requires stepping out from behind the curtain and taking full, sovereign responsibility for your creative and intellectual output. If you're a consultant, a freelancer, an independent operator, this alignment is forcing a psychological reckoning where you absolutely must aggressively demand high-ticket, premium rates. Playing it safe or hiding in the middle of the pack, that is the easiest way to miss this wealth window entirely.
I need this mandate burned into your brain right now. Stop people-pleasing. This is a strict, non-negotiable requirement for June 9th. That Aries energy demands sovereign action, and that means setting ironclad boundaries and actually recognizing your immense worth as that grounding Earth Goat. You cannot demand high-ticket rates if you are constantly bending over backward to appease every minor client demand at the expense of your own value. Just stop playing small. Claim your worth with absolute authority.
Let's get into the mechanics in Section 4, the execution playbook, concrete actions for June 9.
Okay, so how do we actually pull the trigger on this? I highly recommend you jot down this checklist. These are the exact, rapid-fire professional and financial levers you have to pull on June 9th to capture this specific wealth luck. First, sign the paperwork. This is the day to execute your highest-ticket contracts, specifically the ones focused on long-term legacy and security. Second, negotiate upsides. Do not, under any circumstances, settle for flat fees right now. You are the one bringing the stability, so demand performance-based bonuses that scale with the success you anchor. And third, if you aren't in the consulting or corporate space, focus heavily on real estate and family. This specific day is a massive unblocker for family inheritances or for securing and closing deals on foundational property. Execute on these specific fronts, and you will align perfectly with that Venus-Jupiter conjunction.
Finally, Section 5, essential risk mitigation, defending your gains.
Look, an aggressive, offensive strategy requires an equally strong defense. Stepping into this much power brings distinct threats, and we always have to look at the dark side of these astrological windows. Let's map out exactly what you're facing. First up is the double fire burnout. Pushing too hard, even as a grounded earth goat, in this intense horse energy can lead straight to severe mental exhaustion and even cardiovascular stress. Your defense? Intentional rest. Seriously. Do not let the market's panic become your physical panic. Second, we have the threat of cascading clouds. As you step into the spotlight, claim your worth, and secure those bigger contracts, your visibility spikes. And that makes you a target. You are going to see a rise in digital scams, online detractors, and privacy risks. The defense here is strict. Tighten your cybersecurity right now, lock down your digital footprint, and completely ignore the online gossip. Do not engage with detractors. It just drains the vital energy you need for those high-ticket clients.
So, just to recap, June 9th is your absolute window to close existing deals, secure those legacy contracts, and anchor your wealth. However, you cannot just launch new digital products blindly in this current market environment. For that, we actually have to look slightly ahead to the June 14th Gemini new moon.
And that leaves us with this final, really critical question. When that June 14th window opens up for your intellectual property, how will you monetize the opinions no one else dares to say? I want you to think deeply about that. Implement your June 9th strategy flawlessly, and I'll see you in our next explainer to tackle exactly how to leverage that incoming Gemini energy.